which the games will come off over this weekend. Now to Kumasi in Ghana now, and His Royal Majesty Otumfuo 32 has charged the playing body of Kumasi Asante Kotoko to strive to give the best for the club in the upcoming season. Now, addressing the players and technical team of the club at his palace, he emphasized the need for loyalty and commitment to the targets set by the club this season.
Football Kotoko ni nyina ye mo na mo babo amna ye Kotoko no.
You say you can some players no no. The football Kotoko team no more than a more babo maximum no ayi.
Ball no nyina ho dede nyina ye park no so mo na mo bo.
You say ball no ho dede ayi nyina ayi park no so e no ani mo amana mo bo.
Any mo technical team.
And then I'm planning for a technical team.
Minim say mo nyina bia obi wo manager bi ohwe no so ni ade. Emom so wodo aba Kotoko mu dia. Kotoko no mani hia. Ensene bibia. Wo allegiance wo obi ho na enne wo ha na sechina wo yesi woni akro ni ho ntiball no nkobo ni yi a jai ne ko.
So what allegiance wo obi ho na wa me o so wo ti ho woni team na mo ni no ene na jai ne ko na team na ho.
Lemon so pe wo abrabo mu.
Well, let's speak to my colleague Fifi Manfred, who is based in Kumasi with our sister station, Ishara FM and the Love FM. And he's been monitoring the development in the camp of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Fifi, good to have you tonight on the Prime Sports. I mean, that's the king there. Very strong message to the players, charging them to be committed to the club and also advising them against, owing allegiance to individuals who are outside the club. What do you think? Why is the king, trying to get this message across to the players?
Well, thank you very much, Musbao. First of all, I think that there have been a lot of calls of disunity in the camp of Kotoko. So, if you listen to everybody close to their club, they say one of the biggest issues with the club in recent times has been the fact that there are a lot of divisions, subdivisions in the club, people who have their own personal interests. And that's a lot of people are pointing fingers at themselves. So the king is essentially saying that, you know what, if you belong to some people who are not here today now, if you had a manager that brought you to Kotoko, he's not a member of the club or whatever the case is, the biggest point of call is Kotoko. Essentially, the king is just telling them that whatever thing is going on social media, whatever anybody is saying outside, the focus is supposed to be on Kotoko and how Kotoko can win games, and that should be the focus. And I think that is just to let people know that the king wants a united front of Kotoko. And essentially, if you listen to Kotoko's own adage, it's about staying together, forging together in a united front, and that's essentially what the king is trying to drum home to the players of Asante Kotoko. Unity, essentially.
I mean, beyond this, what else has the king been saying to the technical team and other fans of the club?
So, Musbao, the king has told the coach Prosper Natogo not to be in a rush to win anything. That is what the king is going to say, that he should build a formidable side that will be able to compete on the African scene and, of course, to be able to compete for the Ghanaian League as well. He has told the coach not to listen to people outside also for himself, but to focus on the job that has been given to him to deliver the mandates that Menchia has given to him. And essentially, it's about building a very, very formidable young Kotoko team that can compete. But as you know, Musbao, Kotoko is known for winning. Even if the king has said that he knows that there's going to be a lot of pressure on the coach to deliver the Ghana Premier League come next season, given the fact that they just won the Premier League 2 seasons ago. Yes, they are building, but they know that they would love to win. Also, the king did mention that when he went to Adakwajachi and he saw the pitch on which the boys trained, he wasn't really enthused about the nature of the pitch, and he has promised to inject cash into the building and the setting up of a proper training base for Commanders Asante Kotoko at Adakwajachi. And like he said again when he went there the last time, he asked for the contractors to bring the blueprint to see it. And he has plans this time to really get into it. Essentially, that's why he has put together an IMC with an interim sporting director in former Ghana coach Akwesi Appiah to liaise between the technical body and then the management, interim management, whilst the players get a job done. So the king wants to make sure that Kotoko does better. You heard in the video that you played, there was a point where he said that he was sad, and it's the only part of his kingdom that disgraced him, quote and unquote. and then he doesn't want that to happen again. So he wants to invest. He wants Kotoko to win, albeit he wants them to build the formidable side.
Well, Fifi,
going on to win. So that can.
Fifi, we seem to have lost you briefly there, but just before I let you go, of course, the coach was unveiled yesterday. He had a few things to say about getting the team ready pre-season. You know, he had some concerns about the time he's going to have to prepare the club for the season. Can you confirm if indeed they've started pre-season? And, you know, in terms of beefing up the squad, what else can you share with us?
Yes, so I can confirm for you, Musbao, that Asante Kotoko did start pre-season day 1 today at BIP, also here in the Asante region. It's a training base where a former management member of Kotoko, that's came team, do train over. So Kotoko had access to the place. They started pre-season, and Coach Nati Postfogum knows that there's supposed to be proper development, proper grooming of the players to be able to get into the season proper, to be able to compete and build a formidable side. I can confirm that almost every player that was there and is contracted to Kotoko reported for pre-season today. The likes of Nkuku was there, the likes of Sheriff Mohammed, the likes of Danlad Ibrahim, Frederick Asari, Lamte, Morrison. Everybody was there in a full house, and it looks as if there's a brand new Kotoko. They want to start from Morrison, also to add to them, Stage Epic Zeze, who's still with the club. Adding a lot of quality to these players will be very, very important for Kotoko. So yes,
with Isra FM and Love FM in Kumasi. Now, the Netherlands coach Rene Costa has arrived in Ghana to begin his role as the technical director of Division 1 League side Studio All Blacks United Football Club. Now, the coach says he is looking forward to guiding the club to the Premier League, where they truly belong.
Costa was appointed earlier this month as part of the reshuffle in Swedru All Blacks technical team for the upcoming season. The appointment of the UEFA A license holder is a strategic move that is aimed at enhancing the team's performance, optimizing player development, and propelling them towards a possible league triumph in the upcoming season as they chase promotion to the Ghana Premier League. Speaking on his arrival at the Kotoka International Airport, the Dutch trainer talked about his main targets as he takes over the club as the technical director.
My main goal is to develop the football program of Swedru All Black, to increase the level of players and coaches, and to find new top players, and also to help the team to promote to the Premier League. It's also a dream of the president.
The former Almere City trainer also explained his decision to join the Division 1 League side ahead of other high-profile teams in Ghana.
A couple months ago I was here on invitation by NSC Nijmegen. They asked me to come and see a tournament in Kumasi. It was organized by the president of Swedru All Black. I was impressed by the vision, impressed about the organization. I was impressed about how they look, how they see football. And what I like is to work with young, talentful players. It's not only about here to perform, but also to find players who have the ability to play later in Europe. So that combination for me is a good one.
Costa will oversee all aspects of the club's technical operations, including the development and implementation of training programs, selection of coaching staff, scouting and recruitment of players, as well as strategic planning to optimize team performance.
Now, the Old Boys Association of Infantipim and Adisador College on Monday launched the 2023 edition of the Infantipim Adisador Fan Games. The annual event is geared towards bringing old boys of the two schools together on a friendly and social platform to strengthen their bond. Lawrence Baidu has the rest of the story.
The occasion serves as an avenue for the old students of Infantipim and Adisador College to raise funds for the development of the two schools. The Infantipim Adisador Fan Day Games returned for the 16th edition this year after a 5-year break. The theme for this year's program is Beyond the Rivalry, Uniting True Sports. Objectives will be to continue fostering healthy competition and promoting sportsmanship, renewing, building friendships, and creating networking opportunities, as well as strengthening the bond between the two schools. Speaking at the launch of this year's event, Kojo Morgan, a co-chairman of the planning committee and an old student of Infantipim explained the idea behind the event.
Happening in this our country, a lot of stress. Okay, so there's an opportunity for you to move to the Ghana Armed Forces Sports Complex, come and distress there. Okay, whilst having fun at the same time. You playing. There'll be board games, table tennis, the swimming, soccer, basketball. The atmosphere, and there will be some brass band music to dance to. Okay, so you should be, when you come there, you should expect to have some fun, distress, and so that you get, at the same time, we should also look at the fact that we are doing this because we want to raise enough funds to support our schools.
Seth Jojome, who is also a co-chairman and an old student of Adi School, also called on corporate organizations to add their support to the games.
The launch idea is to court corporate Ghana to get involved with helping to run the cost into the build-up of the games. There's a lot of expense into it, but we believe that as they sponsor, they get a mileage out of the kind of caliber of people they are going to be meeting. Infantipim Adisadel has a host of people who are running businesses everywhere. So as you as a business entity get a space to advertise and to contribute, sponsor a program within the games, you have a mileage there, you have a leverage out there, and people will know your business, and I can tell you that it's untold kind of route for you to build your business.
This year's event is slated for September 9 at the Ghana Armed Forces Sports Complex in Bema Camp. Activities on the day will include tennis, football, basketball, golf, board games, Jama session, and health screening. A football match between the current school teams of both Infantipim and Adisadel will climax the event.
All present here duly declare the Santa Mobile Games of 2023 duly launched.
Well, let's do some European football now. And in Germany, Sadio Mane's agent has alleged that the player was racially abused by Leroy Sané, which led to the altercation in the dressing room, which resulted in Sadio Mane being reportedly punished and his eventual exit from the club. Now, Chris Harrington of our partner station, DWTV, joins me to help us understand exactly what is happening relative to this very development on Sadio Mane. Chris, good to have you. I mean, what's really happening? Why is the agent making these allegations?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Sadio Mane's PR agent had some serious allegations about that altercation. He alleged that Leroy Sané racially insulted Sadio, which leaves me dumbfounded because Leroy Sané has been on the receiving end of some racial abuse himself. But that could explain things because, you know, how it ended. Bayern were very quick on basically trying to say and paint Sadio Mane as the bad guy, you know, because he was the newcomer in that sense. But also Mane's PR agent pretty much said that Leroy Sané apologized to Sadio Mane after the incident and about this alleged fine that Sadio Mane received. The fine was immense. It was 500,000 euros. That was a lie, according to Mane's camp, you know, and that isn't the only thing. What they did was they tried to cover up Leroy Sané and protect Leroy Sané in this particular incident. You know, he does represent the German national team as well, and Bayern Munich and the German national team are typically one and the same in a lot of respects. You know, so that was pretty disturbing. It's interesting to see, you know, how this is still an issue, but this has definitely been making waves, and that's not only that's not the last of it. He also included that there was jealousy among the German camp and the German players because of the salary that Sadio Mane was receiving. He was among the highest paid. He received about 20 million a year. You know, that is head and shoulders above a lot of the Bayern players, and that caused a bit of jealousy. The Germans could not understand why an African player could come in to basically the German pride in the domestic league in Bayern Munich and earn so much more than other players being German themselves. So there are a lot of allegations, none of them pretty, but it pretty much goes to what I've been feeling. My instinct has been telling me quite some time. For one, they tried to point fingers at his football form for being one of the reasons he was no longer with the club. They alleged that he wasn't technically sound and other things. Well, new reports came back that when he returned, for a short stint in training, he was performing very well. That's the reason Bayern increased the selling price on his name. That was one reason. So there's a lot of smoke and a lot of, I guess, attempts, you could argue, to damage his reputation.
Well, Chris, we appreciate the update there, and of course we'll keep tabs on this and reconnect with you in the course of the week, especially with the German Super Cup coming up over the weekend. That's all time will permit us on Prime Sports tonight.